Matt Harvey's 2015 season, including the postseason, was pretty good by really any measure, let alone when you're talking about a guy coming back from Tommy John surgery. This full screen right here is presented by Ram. 15-8, 216 innings, and a sub-3 ERA for Matt Harvey. The fans, they're excited to hear what he has to say as he joins us on set right now. And Matt, let's just start with this. Last year's spring training, I don't think that anybody got away from you. Anytime you took a step, they wanted to know how it felt. How different is this year's spring training for you than last year's, knowing that you have that full season under your belt and you can just get down to perfecting what you do?
Oh, it's nice. I think the best question not to hear is how are you feeling, how's the arm, and are you healthy?
How's the arm?
Yeah, no, it's great, man. I think all the work that gets put in during the rehab process, you know, only prepares you for now. And I had a great off season getting prepared, and the Boris people out in Newport Beach helped me out getting in shape, and you know, I think we're all so excited about this season that it's not really hard to get excited about.
There's been a lot of talk in spring training about your slider and just how good it looks and how good it feels. How good does this feel compared to when you were at your best a couple of seasons ago before the Tommy John surgery? And how much do you anticipate it being a weapon for you, maybe even more so than it was last year?
Oh, big time. I think, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a feel thing. I don't know if it was strength in the forearm or whatnot. But, you know, I think it was something, taking some time off that I really knew I wanted to get back and really start from the beginning. Obviously, going back to 2013, that was my weapon. So, you know, pitching last year without it was kind of a challenge, and it was something looking back, I'm glad it happened because it kind of made me a better pitcher, and I think going forward, having my best weapon is going to be pretty fun.
Well, let's further that a little bit, because how would you describe the pre-Tommy John surgery Matt Harvey to now the post-Tommy John surgery Matt Harvey, especially after that last season where you didn't have your number one weapon and we saw the numbers still was pretty good?
I don't know. I threw a bullpen today and it was pretty good. So we're, you know, I'm looking forward to getting back out there against some opponents, and you know, like I said, today's bullpen definitely felt the best maybe ever.
Dan Warthen, he seems to think the same thing, that your bullpens are looking pretty good as they ever have. He said last week, over the weekend maybe, that he thinks you might be the best pitcher in baseball this season. Do you hear those comments, and does that drive you at all? What does it make you feel when you do hear your pitching coach saying something like that?
Well, I think, you know, obviously it's a huge honor to hear, and I'm very proud that Dan feels that way, but you know, obviously it means nothing unless I go out and do the work and you know, prepare myself the best I can to do that. And you know, I think I definitely have done that this off season, and we're obviously doing the work, you know, in spring training to make that happen. And as a starting pitcher, I think we all have that in mind, and we all want to go out and be the best we possibly can. And you know, that's being a competitor, and that's being who we are. So I definitely take that to the mound every time, and every time I pick up a baseball. So we'll see what happens.
You know, Matt, last season at times it was up and down with the fans, but by the end of the season, the way you pitched in that clincher, the way you pitched in the postseason, that final game when you took the mound in the ninth inning, you had some of the loudest cheers that Mets baseball fans have maybe ever given. What does that make you feel when you're running out to the mound in that situation, when you hear the fans here tonight the same way?
It's been great. You know, it's been great since day one, and you know, you got to take a lot of the good with some of the bad, but you know, everybody wishes they could go back and change things here and there, but I think we're using that as motivation. I think as a team we're excited about moving forward, and you know, kind of taking what happened last year and using it as a positive and motivation to get back out there this year. And I definitely look at it that way, and I know my teammates do as well. So,
what specifically can you take out of last year, though, especially in the playoffs? This first experience for you going to the World Series. What can you take out of that as you look to get over that final hump this year?
Well, I think you said it. I think the experience is the biggest thing. I think getting to the playoffs, doing what we did. Obviously, looking back, I think that the Chicago series is pretty spectacular. So I think if we can continue to do what we did in that Chicago series, I think we'll be pretty good.
Do you set personal goals for yourself? We know the team goals in 2016, but do you set personal ones? And if you do, what are they? And how do you try and go about achieving them?
Well, I think the 200 inning mark has been something that, as a starting pitcher, everybody wants to do. So, I think I truly believe that if all 5 of us get into the 200 plus inning mark, then we'll be pretty good.
What is it like to be a part of a rotation like this? I mean, not just the hype, but you guys have all proven it already at a point in time. Thinking about all 5 of you being healthy at one point this season, what is that like? What is it like to be in it? What's it like to be a part of it?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. I mean, it's you grow up looking at the Braves and even the previous Mets staff and Doc Gooden and those guys. It's something you really can't dream up as a kid, and it's a huge honor. It's something that drives you. Obviously, you being a part of that, there's always going to be somebody coming up and knocking on your door. So being a part of that, I think it all motivates us to continue and get better. And I wouldn't say one up the other guy, but definitely keep streaks going.